Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Voice, that is active passive voice. This is part 4. So let us begin the session. First, we'll discuss the passive voice of interrogative structure. It means questions of sentences. We know well that the structure of a question sentence is like we have a helping verb, then we have subject, then we have main verb, then we have object, and then question mark. If we have a question word, it comes before the helping verb. So this is the basic structure of a question sentence or interrogative sentence. Now, whenever we convert this sentence into passive voice, there are certain things that should be kept in mind. First of all, the structure should be interrogative only after the conversion into passive voice. The second thing, the main focus is object of the sentence. When converting these sentences into passive voice, the focus is on the object of the active sentence. This we know well that we have to take this object on the subject place. So this is the subject place. There we should have an object. And after the rest of the sentence. But in this case as well, because the object has to take the place of subject, but helping verb is coming prior to the subject, or helping verbs come prior to the subject. So this should be the structure, that is, first we have question word, then we have helping verb, then we have the object of the sentence, active sentence on the subject place, then we have main verb, and then we have subject using the by preposition to show the agent of that particular or the performer of that particular action. Therefore, the object takes place of the subject in the passive voice. The main verb will be in the past participle. Yes, this is again very important. That is object on the subject place. Then we have be form, and then we have verb third form. That is the past participle of the main verb. And form of the verb to be will be used. So these are several important things to convert an active sentence of interrogative structure into passive voice. Now let us see some examples. For example, whenever we have yes or no questions, like the questions of present indefinite or past indefinite tense. For example, does she write a letter? In this case, we cannot use this does in passive voice. Instead of using does or did, we use the forms of be. Now we know well that be forms are, is, are, am for present tense, whereas was and were for future tense. So in this case as well, because this word does is used, does shows the sentence is in present indefinite. And in present tense we use is for singular, was for are for plural, and am for I. So here the object is a letter which has to be taken on the subject place. So for letter we use is the letter written by her. Now if the sentence is do they write letters? Now this is the question. When we convert this sentence, we should see that here the object are letters and letters are plural. So we use are because are is used to show plural. So are the letters or are letters written by has to be taken to the place of object. So this will be written in objective case, that is them. So the correct sentence will be are letters written by them. Did they play the match? Now did shows the past tense. So in past tense we use was or were as the forms of be, was for singular and were for plural. So because here the match is the object, when the match comes to the place of subject, this is singular, so was the match played by them. Or if we have to write the plural form, for example, did they enjoyed games or the games. Now in this case we can use were because games are plural, were games enjoyed by them. This basically happens because we can use only first form of verb, whereas in passive voice we need to have third form of verb, and in case of be can be followed by the third form of verb. Now let us move to the next sentence or next type of questions, that is WH questions, in which we have WH words refer to what, where, when, why, how. It means those question words which begin with W or H. So these are some question words. Now the active sentence is, what did she write? So here we have what. If the question word is there, that has to be at the first place, what. Now did she write will be converted same as we did earlier. So did refers to past tense. It means was written by her. So the correct passive is what was written by her. Now who broke the vase? This word who, when it is converted into objective case, it is used like by whom. So we use preposition by over here only. So by whom was the vase broken? So this is how we convert this type of active sentence into passive voice. Now let us move to the next sentence. Now do or does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. This is the structure, basic structure of the given sentences that we have already done. So in case of do or does, it is present indefinite. Therefore we use are, am or is plus subject, that is object of the active sentence, plus verb third form plus by plus agent, that is subject of the active sentence. Now active sentence, if it is like have, has or had plus subject plus verb third form plus object. So have, has, had plus subject, that is object of the active voice, plus been plus verb third form plus by plus agent. So this will be the structure of the passive sentence. Now let us move to the sentences beginning with modals, or you can say the interrogative structures that begins with modals. For example, if we have a sentence, can I write this? So this is a very basic question. Now this is a modal. Now if we convert this type of sentence, we should have modal first. Can. This is the object of the active question. So in case of passive, it will take the place of subject. So can this. Now can is a modal. We cannot use third form of verb with modal directly. So we should use a be form over here. And can is a modal which is preceded by, or you can say which is followed by verb first form only. So in this case, can this be. Now write should be written in third form, that is written by. Now I is the performer of the action, that is agent, so by me. So this can be the structure. Can this be written by me? So this is the correct passive question using a modal. For example, will she make tea? Suppose this is the sentence. Now if we convert this sentence into passive voice, we can write will tea be made by her. So this is the correct passive question. Now again, we should have a question mark over here just because it is a question structure. Now we'll move to some other types of sentences, that is imperative sentences. Now, how to convert imperative sentence into passive voice? First, we should discuss that what are imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are commands, requests, orders, instructions. Whenever one gives order, commands, or whenever one requests, whenever one instructs, whenever one suggests, those types of sentences are known as imperative sentences. First, we have commands. Commands means orders. For example, the command is close the door. Now, this type of sentence can be converted into passive voice in two forms. First, we can begin the sentence of passive with let the door be closed. So here we have be form, we have verb third form, and we have object on the subject base. The subject is implied that it is saying to you, or it has been said to you. Now we can make, or we can convert the sentence into passive voice in other form, like you are ordered to close the door. So in this manner as well, we can convert the sentence into passive voice. This is also correct. Now let us see one more sentence. Bring a glass of water. Now in this sentence, this is imperative. We can convert this sentence into let a glass of water be brought, or we can say you are ordered to bring a glass of water. We can use the word as it is given. For example, you are commanded, you are ordered, you are instructed, as per the sense of the sentence. Now let us see another, that is requests. So please help me. Whenever we use please, that is just to request someone. Whenever we convert the sentence into passive voice, we have please let me helped, let me be helped. Or we can say you are requested. Now the most important thing in this form is whenever the word requested is written over here, we should not write the word please again. So this sentence will be like you are requested to help me. This is the basic sentence. You are requested to help me. This is the passive voice of this sentence. Now let us move to the next type of sentence. As we know well that the structure of commands, we should begin with it let, follow with the object of the active sentence, and use be, that is past participle of the main verb. So this is the structure of commands and the structure of request. But we know well that we have done another structure of it as well. So that is also very easy and simple to convert a sentence of active voice into passive voice. Now we have another structure, that is how to convert a sentence of infinitive into passive voice. Infinitive means when to is followed by verb 1, that is with to we use verb first form. Now this is the sentence of infinitive. And we know well that we use infinitive to show the sentences in a structure or in a form when the condition is when we do something to do something. This we have already read in non-finite verbs. So the active voice of this sentence is like subject plus main verb plus to plus infinitive, that is base form of verb or verb first form. Now whenever we convert this into passive, we have subject, then main verb, then to be, then past participle of the main verb. Now this we will discuss with the example of a sentence. For example, the sentence is the food is ready to eat. It means the food is ready for what? To eat. So one action is done for this action. So is ready to eat. So this part to eat is an infinitive. What we have to simply do, This part we have to convert in to plus be plus past participle, that is verb third form. Only this part has to be changed. Rest part will remain same as it is. The food is ready to be eaten. This is the basic structure of how to convert an active sentence into passive voice with an infinitive. So this is basic most form and this is basic most style how to convert this active sentence into passive sentence. Now let us move to the next structure, that is perfect infinitive. He claims to have completed the assignment. So the sentence can be converted like he claimed for the assignment to have been completed by him. So for this, what we can say, the assignment, this is the object that has to be taken on the subject place. So for that, we need a preposition, that is for. So he claimed for the assignment to have been completed by him, because he is the subject that has to be taken on the agent or the object place with the preposition by. So this is by him. So this is how we convert an infinitive sentence into passive voice. Now let us see some stative verbs. Now stative verbs are which cannot be in continuous form. For example, static verbs describe a state or situation rather than an action. They usually relate to thoughts, emotions, relationships, senses, states of being, and measurements. For example, love, have, in the sense of possession, know, prefer, understand, belong, seem, etc. So these are several prepositions which are static. Now, how to convert this into passive voice? We have subject, then a stative verb, then object or the complement. What we do, we take this object on the subject place, then be, then verb, past participle or stative verb by plus subject. For example, everyone knows the truth. Now in this case, everyone knows the truth. The truth is known by everyone, but this sentence is incorrect. Now, how to correct this sentence or how to rectify this sentence? With the word know, we use preposition to and not by. Here, these are pre-described words. In this case, with know, we use to, not by. So the correct sentence will be the truth is known to everyone. Now this will be the correct sentence. With some words like shock, surprise, disappoint, perplex, we use at. Now I owe him $5. So $5 are owed by me to him. This is basic. This book belongs to Mary. The belongs to is used. So whenever we convert the sentence into passive, this book is belonged to Mary. This is the style of converting this type of sentence. Next we have see. I see the mistake. The mistake is seen by me. Now let us have some words like surprised, shocked, alarmed, perplexed, disappoint. With these words we use at. Contained, interested. With these words we use in. So there are different prepositions used with different words. For example, his condition, alarmed everyone. Now we know well that this sentence is of past tense because it is written alarmed. Now we can write it into passive like everyone. Now everyone is singular, so was alarmed. No, we do not use by. Instead, we use at his condition, not by. Now, next, her condition alarmed me. Now the same type of sentence. I was alarmed at her condition. So in this case, we have discussed how to convert such sentences into passive voice. Now, very important thing that should be noted while converting a sentence into passive voice is that we cannot convert those sentences into passive voice which are having intransitive verbs. Now, the sentences that have intransitive verbs cannot be converted into passive voice. No passive. Because suppose the sentence is, she laughed. Now in this sentence, we do not have any object. So this sentence cannot be changed into passive voice. So no passive. Now, whenever we join these intransitive verb sentence with a preposition and then we write an object, we can convert that into passive voice, but there is a condition. How to convert such sentences? Let us see an example. For example, if this sentence is written like this, she laughed at him. Now, to convert the sentence into passive voice, first look at the object, that is him. So, him will be at the place of subject, in nominative case, that is he. Now, this laughed at will be in same box, that is, these two words will be together always. Now, he, the sentence is of past, so the be form is was, he was. The structure will be laughed at. So, laughed at, he was laughed at. Now, who is the agent? She. So, this will be described by be, by her. So, this will be the correct structure of such type of sentences. These two verbs, verbs and preposition. This is a pair that will be together in any case. She laughed at him will be converted into passive like he was laughed at by her. One more thing, if the sentence structure is like the quinine tastes bitter. Now to convert this type of sentence into passive voice, whenever the taste or smell or something is given about something, when some compliment is given, this type of sentence can be converted into passive voice like the quinine is bitter when it is tasted. So this will be the correct passive of such sentence. So these are the structures that we have already learned how to convert the sentences into passive voice. And we know well that several sentences are there that cannot be converted into passive voice like future continuous tense and perfect continuous tense of any tense. There are various methods of converting into passive voice, but the most important thing that should be kept in mind is be form, object on the subject place, and then we have the third form of the verb, of the main verb. So I hope you got all the points. Thank you very much.